Hi, welcome back. Let's see queue interface and its implemented classes. Guys, queue interface is the sub interface of the collection interface, which means whatever the features that are supported by collection interface, all those features are going to be inherited into queue interface. Basically, queue means generally it's like a kind of line, right? When you go to the temple, you have to stand in the queue and you have to take darshan, right? Which means that it follows the principle first in and first out. If you take this as a temple and you have to stand in a queue, whoever first enter into the queue, they will first make darshan and comes out from the queue. This is what I can say it as first in and first out, or I can say it as last in, last out. This is the basic principle, right? So where we can use this particular concept means something like, for example, if you want to book the tickets, right? While booking the tickets, person 1 wants to try to book at 10:05 a.m. and person 2 try to book at 10:06 a.m. Who will have the given the first priority? First priority will be given to the P1, then priority given to the P2, right? Based on the need, we have to give the chance, right? That is where we can go with the queue concept, right? So basically, this queue is going to maintain the order of elements, means in whichever order we are going to insert the elements, in the same order it is going to display them. Elements order is going to maintain in queue as well as we have seen in the list also, right? Both queue and list will maintain the order of the elements, right? So if you look into this particular hierarchy, what are the its implemented classes? One is PriorityQueue, and ArrayDeque are the implemented classes of the queue interface. Anyhow, Deque is one kind of interface which is available in between queue interface and the ArrayDeque class that we'll see in this video itself, right? So I can say that both ArrayDeque and PriorityQueue are the implemented classes of the queue interface, right? Let us try to look into what does the meaning of PriorityQueue, right? Guys, PriorityQueue is a kind of a queue which will follow the principle of first in and first out. But here there is extra word is there, priority, right? For example, you are going to visit the temple and you are in the queue. You are in the queue, right? You are the person enter into the line first. Actually, you have to come out first. Am I right? But in between, while you are in line, some VIP came. Right? Means he has the highest priority or not? Yes. When he has the highest priority, you are going to stop at some way and will give darshan to first VIP. Then you will get darshan. Am I right or not? That is what you call as priority. So which means that in certain situations where your objects or your elements need to be comes out first, at that situation we are going to use the concept of PriorityQueue, right? So means some elements needs to be processed based on certain priority. Then we can, for example, let us take the input elements of the queue are 2, 5, 1 and 6. These are in the actual queue, but I want to get them based upon certain priority, right? That priority I am going to consider it as something like the smallest element has to come out first, meaning that here you have to perform some kind of comparison that is going to be done by the PriorityQueue, right? Which means that lowest element having highest priority, then if you are going to take out the element first, you are going to get 1, 2, 5 and 6, right? It's depending upon the data what is available here. It's not only like only numbers, you can have strings, right? So if you have the numbers, you can able to perform natural order comparison. If you want to get in the reverse order, you can get. if you want to have some kind of string comparison, Java, something like subject, something like hi, like that, these also perform some kind of comparison by passing the comparator for the constructor of the priority queue, right? So it's all depending upon your need, it is going to perform, right? So what are the best examples means, we can say in our operating system we have a task scheduler which will follow the concept of priority. Based on the task, we know which task having highest priority, based on that it is going to execute. So here it is using the concept of priority queue. And something like online market apps are there, or online market biddings are there, right? This is where you are trying to deliver the products to the customers, right? Based on the first priority, you have to give delivery to them, right? That is where we can go for online market deliveries, right? These are some of the real-time examples which we can see, right? So what are the methods that are supported by this priority queue? So as like as queue, it will support add method, which you have to add the elements, and which will support peak method, which is used for to retrieve the top of the element, and poll method, which is used for to retrieve the top of the element and which will remove it also. That is the difference between poll and peak. Basically guys, queue means it look like this thing only, right? I can able to add elements at one end and this end it is going to come out, right? If you look into this particular example, I am trying to add the elements 1, 2, 3 and 4. If I am trying to perform peak, you are going to get the value 1, good. If I am trying to perform poll, you are going to get the value 1 and this will be removed. Next, if I perform peak, you will get the value 2. That is the difference between peak and poll, right? Hope you understood clearly, right? Next, we'll go with the Deque. Guys, Deque is a kind of interface which is shown in the hierarchy clearly, right? Which generally means double-ended queue, which is having a special property, double-ended queue, right? Double-ended queue means basically queue which represents I can able to add at one end and I can able to remove the elements from the other end. This is the general queue. If I say Deque, if I say this as Deque, I can able to add at one end and I can able to remove from the same end. Similarly, in the other end I can able to add and from the same end I can able to remove. Meaning that from both sides, from both corners of the sides, I can able to perform both add and remove the elements from both ends of the queue. That is what we call it as a Deque. So basically this Deque is an interface which is going to extend the queue interface, which will be implemented by ArrayDeque. ArrayDeque, right guys? Basically this ArrayDeque internally uses again the array only, which is actually in global nature, where you can able to add the elements at the both ends of the queue. Okay, fine. So what kind of method that it is supported means, so if you look into this particular structure, I can able to add here, I can able to add here, right? So I can say it as add first method is there, add last method is there. Similarly, remove first is there, remove last. Like that, we are going to have various kind of methods are there, right? So for example, let me try to show an execution. Let me try to clear this code which I have explained in the previous video. Control A, Alt Shift. So I am trying to implement Deque, where observe Deque, which I am trying to import from the little package. I am trying to add integer values. Data equal to new ArrayDeque. Guys, I can able to add the data For example, first let me try to print the data what is available. System.println of data. Good. If I try to run it, nothing will be printed because there is no data. I am trying to add data dot add of I am trying to go with 1. Data dot add of, you can observe here add first is there, right? For example, before going to show this one, let me try to run this so that you can get it right. Now we have the element 1. If I try to perform data dot add first of 0, where you will get the output? Just guess it. You will get 0 1. If I say data dot add last of 2, you will get the output at the other location, right? Similarly, data dot remove first. What it is going to remove? It is going to remove 0. Similarly, data dot remove last. Guys, similarly we have various kind of methods. All those methods you can able to practice. Yes, like this you can able to work with the ArrayDeque, right? So this is what all about the concept of queue interface. Hope you understood clearly. Thank you.